Hey, everybody. Thanks for being here. We are live Monty After Dark. Let's talk about it. Natural Ginger, did you want to go on the panel? If so, I'm going to have to send you the link right now. We are waiting on Kidney J. She wants to come on panel and do the introductions so that we can lead into wherever the conversation is going to go, because sometimes I have no idea. Let me find certain people. Um. Okay. Okay. All right. So we got Greg Grebo is coming on. Who else is here? All right. I'm sending to some people. Not sure if they're gonna come on, but thank you. First thing we do, maybe smash the like button for me. I'd really appreciate it. I also like to say that people be aware that I have to multitask. So it's actually extremely hard to run a live stream because not only am I controlling the video, I have to look at the conversation in the chat, plus speak at the same time, and also listen to the conversation that is being, you know, that the last one, Nader and DeeDee was having to their audience. It's very hard. I have to do several things at a time. The worst thing that you can do is tell the creator to scroll up and read your comment. It's offensive. I'm already doing enough. What you can do is maybe repeat your comment. And then if I see it and I think, okay, I want to speak about it, then I will speak about it. The worst thing, very worst, it's just so offensive to be doing that. Tiny Ghost, thank you. Hello, everybody. Brick Koala, Sarah M. Thompson, Pretty When You're Drunk, Clark E. Chow Mein, Just Jill, Lori K, Sunkiss Erica, Allison, Andrea. Kenny J, you're live. Welcome. Nestle Milk, Harry. No Justice, No Peace, Tiny Ghost. We got Empress Ogre, Gal, Justin, Jesse, and Melanie Sass, Miss T. This is their dog. And everybody else. Welcome, Andrea. If you want to come on panel, you're more than welcome. Mandy Luke, hi there, hi there. Natural Ginger, your link is sent. Like, so what's going on? Kidney J, how are you doing? You okay?
I'm good. How is everyone? You know how I do. I'm just here. I'm like the fluffer. I just start things off and then I leave.
Why did you have to say fluffer? Like, you come on, really a fluffer?
Yeah, because you seem a little
Do you mean
grumpy.
do you mean
And I
like
knew
a
that would like,
do you
you
mean
know,
like a pillow fluffer or like a fluffer for like Hollywood type of, blue night movies? Like what do you mean?
Hollywood.
Like the blue movies.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Of course. Would I, you know me, would I like say pillow
No, you
fluffer?
you go straight dirty.
Yeah.
I know you. You're straight to the dirtiness immediately.
Yep. Um, so, Booty Beauty being in Montreal the same
Hmm.
day as Natter's moving. How coincidental.
Yeah, right?
Um, Now, maybe Natter didn't tell her exactly when he was moving, the day, because wasn't it last night, or maybe it was the night before? She was going to go to Montreal to have a date, but he
Yeah.
canceled.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think she was sort of priming it like, oh, this is why I'm going to Montreal. And then he sort of left her in the lurch and was like, so he had an out, like, oh no, like I canceled on him or whatever, right?
Right, exactly. Hey Kurt, what's up? Jack Girl, Greg Grebo, you're alive. What's up?
Is my new headphones working?
They are working. I can hear you.
Sweet.
So
The
what's
other
up?
ones.
What do you think about this entire situation here?
Well, things opposite. Well, Chantal said at dinner, she mentioned she was, interacting with her chat and just kind of out of the blue, I'm paraphrasing. She's like, "No, I completely have my own reasons for being in Montreal today that has nothing to do with anybody else." And it's like, yeah. And then so I think if she was more mobile, she would be a crazy bunny boiling stalker. That's what I think. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I just think it's just a little too much of a quinky dink. But I didn't
Yeah.
hear exactly what Kidney Jay said.
He's
Um.
pretty much the same as you, that this is one hell of a coincidence.
Yeah, and she's been extremely. She hasn't gone anywhere. She's not really made plans. She's made, overtures to calling oh, what's his name, Moroccan guy or Dubai guy or whatever fetishized, you know, person she's going after on that day. But she's not really gone out and about. She took Pete's to see his mom, but other than that, it's just really strange that out of the blue, on the day that McStabby is driving to Montreal with DeeDee, that Chantal is in Montreal, takes herself out to a nice dinner, proclaims over dinner that I'm here for reasons all of my own that have nothing to do with anybody else, does nothing, sees nothing, goes to, the most famous cemetery there and makes some very rude, flippant comments. But it's really obvious she did not do any preparation, because I don't think this was well thought out. I think it was just oh, he's going, I'm going, just kind of a stalker thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. But so, what do you think her motive was? Like, what do you think her end game was? Why she went there? Was she going to, like, what, chase down the Uber? Um,
No, I think what I'm getting I think what she's doing, because I have a touch of crazy, with a side of crazy dipped in crazy sauce in my family. I think what she's doing is, hi Andrea, um, is she's establishing, oh, look at me, I'm carefree and I go to Montreal all the time. This is very natural. This is very normal because I have things to do. I have a life. And I just happen to spend time in Montreal. So I think, she's laying out a set of behaviors so people can't call her out on it. It's more like, I go to Montreal all the time. So if anything comes of it, does that make sense? Like, she is trying to establish, her MO
Very
for
true.
the next few weeks, because you know past behavior is not indicative of future things. But that being said, that it can say a lot. So I think she's laying it out there. Look at me, I'm free, I'm fun, I go to Montreal all the time. But I honestly believe it's going to turn into a crazy bunny boiling stalker episode, and it's kind of scary.
Very true. A lot of things are coming together. Melanie says has a point here. Maybe she's transporting all his stuff. Maybe I should do a vote because a lot of people are saying that to me, and I'm been reading that. So is it possible? Yeah, because he will talk to her whenever she's needed, and it is possible that she is transporting some of his things. We've seen her many times go back to him when we thought it was the end. When he got the charge, we thought that was the end. When she went over to get her CPAP, we thought that was the end, and he just keeps going. Like she saw him at least the February 28th and gave him $500 for what? You got the man charged, but yet you're seeing him and giving him $500. Who would have thought that would happen? So for now, I'm gonna say anything is actually possible right now. Hi there, Hime. Did I say hello to you? If not, welcome. We got Cauliflower also on the stream. Welcome.
Hey,
welcome,
Mom.
Andrea. Welcome, Cauliflower. But
Hey.
I'm just gonna dip out. I've done my job.
No
Thank you,
problem.
everyone.
See you,
Bye.
Kidney J. All right. All right. So who Andrea, you were gonna say something. Go ahead. No, you don't. You can't hear me? Kali? Go ahead, Andrea.
I
Well,
hear you.
I was gonna say, I agree with Greba 100%. It's very obvious. Her actions are very transparent. She has no forethought. She just has all of these very juvenile ideas that she can just pull the wool over everyone's eyes. Nobody can see what she's doing. Oh, I want to go to Montreal. Like all of a sudden, I have to have a reason to go to Montreal, and she just like children, I have to go back to children because that's exactly what it reminds me of. they make these flimsy veils to try to hide their behaviors and to try to tell you what they're doing so they don't get in trouble basically. And it just never occurs to her that she's an adult. She doesn't have to tell anybody what she's doing. She could have driven to Montreal and not said a word. But it's just I don't know what she's thinking sometimes, but I agree with Reba 100%. And I've been saying that if she were just a little bit healthier, just a little bit mobile, just a little skinnier, um, I think DeeDee and Nader would be in real trouble. Um, it's totally wild. Like I keep trying to put myself in her shoes, and I try to understand like why is she so angry that people stream her stuff, and why is she acting like this? And I try to understand like maybe where she's coming from. And this is just so crazy. It's just so crazy that I'm a little bit crazy. I think Buddha and I think we have the same star sign. I was like, yeah, I related to Buddha a whole lot. Buddha bitch. I related to her a whole lot. I was like, yeah, girl, yeah, crazy. I get that. But like this level of crazy is like Chantal is showing behavior that leads me to believe that if she could, she would be. There goes my hair. If she could, she would be following Nader until this ends in a very final way. And I don't think I'm exaggerating at this point because she, instead of making content, instead of making a business plan, instead of trying to find other finances, trying to find other resources, trying to help Pete get his channel together, she's driving to Montreal to stalk a man that has clearly moved on. I mean, to me, if a man were moving to another city with another female, I don't know, female or I don't know how people feel about that expression, but it's something that we say in the South. But if a man that I dated did that, I wouldn't think I had a shot with him. Chantal, I feel like I keep saying Chantal's gone off the deep end, but this might be the deep end. It might be. I don't know what she's gonna do. I think she went there with the intention of confronting Nader. I really believe that. I think she might chicken out. She might chicken out. And she, like Rebo was saying, she just used this facade of meeting a man as an excuse to go there. A part of me wants to stay up to see what will happen, to just comb the YouTubes to see who's going to cover this because she's going to go live. But it's really bizarre. That's all I
Well,
want to say.
when she was streaming, she kept making, you know how Chantal usually speaks and streams, right? Like it's not a problem. Chantal took her phone into the bathroom with her at the restaurant, like literally streamed that. But yet while she was driving from the cemetery to the restaurant, she had to get off and she kept turning the camera and the sound off and just pausing the stream, for whatever reason. I think she was trying to track them down or do you know what I mean? Because Chantal never just turns off the camera and for just, to drive from point A to point B. Like
Right.
it didn't, and it was like, make it make sense. And she kept turning the camera off and turning the microphone off. And then finally the cemetery stream where she was so incredibly disrespectful. Don't even get me going on that.
Oh,
That dropped. Yeah, I was just like, I have a real good sense of humor, but that was, I have thoughts. But then that stream dropped out, and then all of a sudden she started up the dinner one, but she kept, and took the camera in the bathroom. So I think was desperately trying to figure out where they were. I really believe that she was probably watching his video, just cray,
I
right?
agree.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
agree.
Irish Girl said, I look forward to these chats. Thank you, Monty. Well, thank you, Irish Girl. Also, Badusis wants to come. Badusis, if you do come,
Yeah, but
you'd have to make sure that, yeah,
the
when you're watching us
icon.
is muted so that we don't have
Yeah, sorry
any
about that.
feedback.
Sorry.
Yeah, so I'll give you the link, Badusis. You can come join the panel. Just make sure that we don't get much feedback on these panels. And also, I have to go through the super chats. So if I do post a super chat on the screen, if you don't mind that I read it out, or you could read it out, that would be great, so that I don't have to hold my chat on my end for long. All right, Badusi, I'll send you the link. Cauliflower, you wanted to say anything about this?
Um, Hi guys. Mostly I mean I think we were talking about it before you guys came in. Well, before you came in, Monty, the chat was talking about it, and it just it occurs to me when she's so transparent in the way she sets things up. Because if you remember a couple of days ago with this whole, like, mystery guy, this Jose, and then Dubai guy, and everybody is all linked to Montreal. Everybody has a link to Montreal in some way, shape, or form. And she becomes extremely more arrogant, extremely more delusional. The DeeDee wig comes out. It just all ties it together. It's probably not even something she's aware that she's doing, but it's so transparent at this point. It's just like when we used to know she was going to Gatineau, you
Yes.
know. All the time she would be like, "Oh no, I'm not. I'm not. You guys, why do you guys think I'm lying when I'm not?" And the extension of her voice, and it's just she cannot have that moment where she doesn't have control over what he
Right.
does.
Right.
She has stated it several times in her videos. Oh, we'll see about that, about him moving to Montreal. Like, she doesn't think people pick up on this, but we do. So I think it's a lack of control. I think I think Garbo had it. She's losing it completely now.
Yeah, so very true. Hey, Lucy Lives. Badusi, you're giving feedback. You're live.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
You still hear feedback?
Yeah, if you don't watch the stream
Well, you
when
have to
you're,
mute the
yeah,
YouTube. You have to
yeah,
mute the tab with YouTube, and then let the one with StreamYard.
Okay, I got you muted.
That's better, I think.
yeah, this is better now.
Okay, wow. Okay. I think that this is just a prime example, and I've mentioned this before. This is what happens when a person is not given consequences as a child. Chantal has never been given any consequences. She's never been told no. Her mother has given into everything that she can possibly do. Pete's, BB, everyone pretty much let Chantal do what she wanted to do. Finally, someone told her no, and she can't handle it. Then you stack on the fact that the person that she put on the platform still has a platform, still is monetized, still is making money, and doesn't want her. And everyone saw this coming, that once Nader got monetized, he was not going to want her anymore. And she truly believed that the amount of money that she was given to him was going to stop him from doing what he did. Been there, done that before. I'm old. You cannot buy love. You can't buy it. It doesn't matter how fine you are, how good looking you are. There will always be a creep willing to take advantage of it if you're not strong enough to put your foot down. And that's what Nader did. He spotted the fact that you have this toddler. She's not even a woman. She's a toddler. She's not a woman. I'm not claiming that. I'm not claiming it. That's a toddler. She's never been told no. And at some point, she has got to learn consequences. Me personally, because I do OnlyFans and it's my stream of income, I don't play with that. I don't play with it at all. So to see someone who has the luxury of working from home abusing it, I absolutely don't want to see her get paid tomorrow. I'm praying on it. I want it. The queen, my petty gods have come across me, and I'm hoping for it. She needs to learn that you cannot act certain ways and not get punished. But here goes the kicker. Even through all of this, it's still Charlie Gold's fault. She's still blaming Charlie. It doesn't matter who did it. It doesn't matter. The point is, you broke terms of service way before this. Monty, thanks a lot for my eyes being burnt several times. I've had to change my contacts. I've seen her fupa. I've seen her infinity titties. I've seen the fact that she looks like Dr. Evil. I see this in my dreams because you're one of the last things I listen to at night. My dog is traumatized. We didn't ask for this. Last night I saw more than I wanted to see. I had to
Okay,
look at mine and make sure they weren't hanging like that.
facts. I think every woman just did like a check, like, ooh, wait a
Titty
minute.
check. Thanks a lot, Monty.
Yeah, you're welcome.
We all
You're
questioned
welcome,
ourselves
DeeDee.
that day. That was the day we all questioned ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah, like
Yeah.
the flashing is very non-consensual. I wish that I think Ozzy is gonna come on and talk about that.
Well,
Summer Cat says, being stuck in a conference for 4 days, what did I miss in the Chantal verse? Well, a lot. We'll discuss it on during this.
Badusi is spitting facts, man. That is 1,000% what it is. This is somebody who has never had consequences, never been told no their entire life, and so it's yeah, you nailed it, man. I'm telling you.
And what's so scary is that it's almost like a Nader will not be allowed to move on. It's like she will not, like, in her world, like he's a part of the foodie verse, and in her world, like I remember, I think it was Troll Detective, who is like a cinema genius. Can I say that?
Well, yeah, his stuff is pretty good. I
Yeah,
like it. Like his
I
stuff,
like it.
like the idea and how he puts it through is very well thought out of.
I
So
think
yeah.
so too. And
Mhm.
Troll Detective had this one clip where he was just like having the red flags flash on the screen when she said, you know, uh, we were together for 10 months, even though Nader has consistently, like the clip before that, I think was Nader saying, I'm single, I'm not with you. Like, get it through your head. Like, he was like literally pleading with the camera, like, I'm not with you. And then Chantal sits there, she's got the smug face on, and she's like, I was there for 10 months and all my stuff is there. You can't act like I didn't exist. Like, that's not gonna work. And I'm like, girl, what? Like, as a like what? Like, as a human, like if somebody doesn't want to be with you, there's nothing, like, it has to be like both parties to make a relationship. Anything other than that is just,
Crazy.
in my opinion, crazy. So exactly. So it's just kind of like he was waving the red flags and everything, and then I was like, yeah, that's, and at that moment it was funny, but I didn't know Chantal went to Montreal. I was just like looking forward to Monty's stream. And when I learned that she went to Chantal, I literally got sick. I was like, damn, this girl is about to F her whole world up, because it's just so transparent. Like, she cannot accept no. Like, just like everybody's been saying. And so I mean, it's incredible. It's really
Um,
incredible.
I
The
see
flashing,
somebody.
mm-mm.
I see somebody in chat saying that
He's
well
in the
that
chat with a minute.
yeah, somebody that Sean Haltall's 400 pounds and they started pulling organs when she's 17, and that it's kind of BS. She hasn't had consequences. I will amend my statement that Chantal has never had consequences that mattered to her. Her health doesn't matter to her because she thinks
Facts.
she's bulletproof, so she does not see that. And a lot of people actually, Chantal uses medical things to get attention
Facts.
seeking. Yeah, so getting organs removed, oh, I had to go in for surgery, so she doesn't view that as a consequence. That's not a consequence, that's a badge of honor. I
Troll
survived this, but
detective.
yeah.
Sorry, Grilla.
Oh, infamous. Yeah, so it's like I don't think Chantal's really ever had consequences that mattered to her. Like the things that's happened in her life, I think very much matter. Being 400 pounds at 5'1", that's a huge problem. Having your uterus and your ovaries and your gallbladder removed for no other reason than you don't feel like stopping eating junk food, that is a problem. That is a consequence. But it's not her rock bottom. It's not the hill she's going to die in. If she doesn't care about it, nobody can make her care about it. And I think her immaturity has kept her in that perpetual teenage, I'm bulletproof. But like I said, she's going downhill quick though.
she's gonna die on the Mrs. Fields hill. She's gonna die on that hill. Like the energy that she put into.
Did you hear her going off about parent shaming and all
Oh
this
yeah.
stuff? Oh my
Oh
God!
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she made all of these statements about her kids making noise. I'm like, Chantal, kids make noise. If they're not making noise, then there's something wrong. Like, what are you talking about?
Wasn't it classic when she's like, just because two assholes go and have sex, anybody can have kids, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, keep talking, Chinny.
Yeah, that's right.
Pumped you out, right?
Two people can have a grown toddler. She's proof of it. She needs to stop talking about other people's kids. She needs to stop talking about women in general, because she doesn't know how to represent as a real woman. A real woman doesn't talk like this. A real woman doesn't go after people's kids. A real woman doesn't talk about people's jobs or what they do and don't do. And all she does for money is sits there on her fat ass and eats all damn day. See, this is what aggravates me. Okay. And I'm with Badusi.
You gotta go to work and you gotta make a living for your
And I'm with Badusi. Badusi probably works the hardest. What does she do when she gets on her OnlyFans? What does she do? She takes
she's not
amateur pictures.
Been on, like, she keeps posting, I promise I'm gonna do this, I promise, but it's just she's stringing it along, and it's a whole lot of nothing. She's done nothing. She doesn't hustle, she doesn't grind, she doesn't know how to work. You know,
the OnlyFans stuff really ticks me off.
Well, it downgrades it. It just lowers.
It lowers
the value of that platform, because that platform, you know, in general, people that go there, they work, they hustle, and for her to go on there and disrespect it, it's the same thing she did at the cemetery. Just disrespect falling out of her mouth. You know, OnlyFans, just disrespect. She doesn't value anybody's time or energy, and it's frustrating. But I honestly think that the end is nigh for Chantal. And I know I've been saying this for a hot minute, but I really think we're watching the death throes of whatever this is we're watching. And I'm not saying physical death for Chantal. No, I'm saying just of this whole empire of nothing she's built. I really think it's a house of cards at this point. But
it is a house of cards. I mean, you could go on OnlyFans. I mean, if she put in the work, there's definitely an audience, and there's definitely people that will follow her. You think she's putting time into that? No, she's driving her ass down the highway so she can chase a man that clearly does not want her and has verbally stated he doesn't want her and has moved in with another individual. That's what she's doing, because she cannot accept somebody telling her no. And you know she was making all of the 9/11 jokes about she remembered where she was on 9/11. You know, I was like, if I could come through that screen on you,
I'd slap the smug off her face. It was so.
I'd snatch that DeeDee wig off your head.
Yeah,
you know, like, because she's just so damn disgusting that any kind of empathy you build up for her, like, as a woman, I get what that feels like for somebody to reject you. I get that. I get what it feels like to feel like you've been disrespected. I get that. You know, Chantal has a lot of feelings that I can empathize with, and just when I try to empathize with her stupid ass, she goes and she does stuff like that. It's really incredible that she has an audience, and she can go to a platform like OnlyFans, and she still doesn't do jack shit with it. I'm sorry, I've had a couple of glasses of wine.
No, you're speaking the truth. I mean, but if you look at overall, regardless of what Chantal tells us, like, I've been like 24/7 streaming Chantal from every platform she goes on currently, recording it. And here's what I see is, was it last night when she was doing her late night bees, when she gets real baked, she's like, you can tell she's nervous about money. She's nervous about, like, she's not letting on, and she's trying to pretend she's a boss bitch. And I can guarantee, in my opinion, that Maria or that Carmen Pondu, how she was acting, the gossip, that was Chantal. That is probably what Chantal was like to work with in an office setting. Remember, she was making fun of the other woman's BV, and just constant disrespect for the women and the people that work there, with no boundaries, no idea, no clue. And it's because, so I think that Carmen Pondu character that she played was probably the closest to honesty Chantal's been for a hot second on the internet, as far as who she is and what she thinks. And then today, she brought up the money, and so yeah.
Facts. I agree, Grebo, 100%. She does not have the ability to look at another person and see anything good in that person unless they have a penis. And I mean
Yep.
that.
And they have
I
something she
mean that.
wants. Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
did you hear her say, what did she say about BB tonight? She said something about, she called him a goody two shoes.
He's a good man. So why does
Yeah, I
that
was like,
have to be
motherfucker, he's been paying your fat ass bills for. I was like, oh
say
my
it, Grebo.
God.
She didn't have a platform, and she was sitting in his
Sorry, Monty.
apartment eating up everything, and at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning eating lobster mac and cheese and farting all over the place. And he would ask her not to get extra cheese on her pizza because of what it did to her bowels. And you know what? She shortly after would have to go to the ER. And he stuck with you through all of that. He was a goody two shoes. That's how children think. Mature women, that's what mature women look for. Like, yes, stability. That's attractive.
Yeah.
Not Chantal. She wants
No.
somebody that's putting out cigarettes on her body and beating her down because she's stupid.
Yep.
Yeah,
In
so
her,
true.
I think it's because she feels like, oh, I have my own income. I don't need a man to support me. And it's like, bish, I just the next 24 hours are going to be telling.
It's going to be interesting. I'm going to
But
stop talking.
yeah,
I'm
no.
going to stop.
But
Gregory
Juicy
Ball.
nailed it.
Yeah, Gregory, but if you want to do a recap, what happened at the cemetery? People are asking, and what happened at the restaurant and Orange Julep?
Okay. Let me get this is a stranger on the internet. So
Yeah,
it
I
is
don't know what
entertaining.
happened, so I'm going to mute
So
myself.
basically, she gets in her car, and it's like, we're talking 1994 called, and they want their fucking copy of a VHS tape quality streaming. I mean, it was just pixelated and terrible. And the camera, and she's driving through this Mount Royal cemetery, and it is painfully obvious. She goes, yeah, there's a lot of bodies here. Yeah, they close at this time. Rumor has it it's haunted. And she starts going on about just shit talking this cemetery in a way like, oh yeah, I guess Titanic people are buried here. But the disrespectful part is just how she wanted to talk about creepy stuff and haunted stuff, and people from the Titanic were buried there, but people were asking questions. She had no facts about this cemetery. All she knew basically was it was a cemetery, and rumor had it it was haunted. That was your takeaway. She flippantly threw out, Titanic people being buried there and things like that, but had no facts, it was I'm sorry I don't have a better summary, because it was just so disrespectful, and the way she just threw it out there, like, people are dead and they're buried here, and she said something about, oh, it's so muddy here. Why would somebody want to bury somebody here? And just, do you know what I mean? Just, ooh. And considering her grams has recently passed, it tells me that she has no comprehension on, like, the finality of death and the heartbreak that people go through and stuff. And it would have been so easy to have Googled beforehand and say, hey, there's, to talk about anything with some facts. I will tell you, the only thing at the cemetery that Chantal had Googled for this trip was she knew exactly how far it was from the Mount Royal Cemetery to the restaurant she was going to. That was the facts that she had. That was what she posted. That was the hill she was going to die on. She knew exactly how far it was from that cemetery to where she was going to eat, and she even said on stream that was the only information that she had gathered about this place. So like, sorry, I don't have, I was really upset the way she was just kind of, oh, it's muddy here, it's dirty, why would you bury people? It was really hard to listen to. And then all of a sudden she said, well, I'm going to turn my camera and microphone off, and I'll turn it back on when I get to the restaurant. And the chat's like, why? Let us, show us. And not that you could see anything, because it was a terrible stream. Like, literally, it was so pixelated. Yeah, can you see what's going on? No, you can't. And so, but she didn't state a reason. I just need to try, I need to use my GPS or something, and the camera and the microphone went off. Pretty sure she was probably blowing up somebody. And then all of a sudden she flips it on at the restaurant, and I swear to God. So this is so she says, well, I'm not sure what the menu says. It's all in French. But basically she was licking from her elbow I am not kidding. She was just like this. And the waiter walked over and said something and handed her a napkin. How there's secondhand cringe? This was like second, third, fourth, and fifth level. It just like, can you imagine sitting in a restaurant and seeing a 400-pound woman licking her entire arm, smacking while yelling into a phone? It was, oof. And that's when she made the offhand comment about, because the chat was saying stuff, and she basically, this is paraphrasing, because sorry, she basically was paraphrasing like, I am here for my own reasons that have to do with me, that have nothing else to do with anybody else, and then she literally came out of so she paid, she took the phone into the toilet. I don't think she washed her hands either. Anyway, she leaves the restaurant. As we're heading to the car, she starts talking about she's out of breath. And then she starts talking about her aunt's health problems, and that like her grandma or somebody had idiopathic hypertension and blah, blah, blah. And this is the reason she's out of breath, probably, is because it's a medical condition that runs in her family. Once again, I'm paraphrasing, but I was picking up what she was throwing down. It's not my fault I'm out of breath. My aunt is not big like I am, and she has to go get that looked at. And some grandma or great grandma had some idiopathic, hypertension. So she gets to the car, blah, blah, blah. And then she starts, right? Yeah. And then this is where she starts in on Mrs. Fields. Oh my God, I hope that, well, first, she was saying, so she started saying, oh, I got to go to the bathroom. And she was trying to make light of it, but she kept going by places like, oh, they don't have a washroom. And you could see the sweat, doing the Lamaze, breathing like she was probably pushing cotton. And then she stops and gets more food. Then she goes off on Mrs. Fields about like, any asshole can have a kid, blah, 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 just that whole arc, just talking about Mrs. Field, talking about women, talking about parenting, this, and basically saying, and I, and basically also put it out there like, I don't even like kids, and so not only are people that have kids assholes, but kids are assholes too, is kind of what I got from that. And then from there, she, was it a hot dog? I mean, she got a whole nother bucket of food. She stops by Mint Julep. And here was the weird thing. Like, she made this thing about, oh, I love Mint Julep, and that's why I'm at this Mint Julep, because you can't get a drink like this, and it's so fresh. Once again, paraphrasing, but I know that Mint Julep is fairly close to where DeeDee lives. And so I just thought the lady doth protest too much as to why she's going to this particular Mint Julep. Just, I don't know. And then from there, go ahead,
Orange
Monty.
julep. No problem. Sorry. It's orange julep. And to be honest, it is really that good. I'm not gonna
Is it?
lie. Yeah. Like if I go to Montreal, I have to get orange julep because
Okay.
it's a taste that I've never had before. Let me just put it
Okay.
that. You ever been to a one of a kind place where
Yes.
you've never had that taste before? It's like that. So there, yeah, that is why orange julep at 1 a.m. right now would still be as busy as it is at 5, 6, or 7 p.m. At even 2 a.m. it will be busy
Oh, wow.
because it's
Now
just
I
that
want one.
good. Exactly.
Wow.
But continue, Gregory Bull. I gotta
Okay, but
interrupt
okay.
you.
So the orange julep. Okay, so I was thinking of like a mint julep, like you get down south. But okay, so the orange julep is good. But did she need like the foot long hot dog covered with chili, cheese, onions, the fries, the poutine or poutin or whatever whatever the word du jour she's going to throw out for it, gravy and fries. For fuck's sake, Chantal, it's gravy and fries. Shut up, you're not French. Sorry. And then so she goes to Mint Julep, and then she literally is shoving this in, and that's when she's like, yeah, so you guys going to stay up till 3 o'clock with me, or maybe I'll stream? And this is where the mask slipped. And she was like, yeah, usually, I think this is the most honest she's been on this entire stream, except for when she was raging at Mrs. Fields, or except when she was being an asshole about people's loved ones at a cemetery. And she was like, yeah, well, and because she had prefaced it earlier, she had been chatting a little bit earlier, and she made it sound like she'd talked to somebody at YouTube or chatted with them about, yeah, she was going to get her money. So I thought it was odd when she brought up, yeah, I'm kind of nervous. I haven't gotten that email yet. And I was like, wait a minute. That is not what you alluded to earlier. So, you know what I mean? I think the fear brought up the truth. Oh, you guys want to stay up with me? I sure it'll be fine. You know, and then so from there, and then she drives around. She needs to find a bathroom. And you know, and then it was like, well, I'm going to drive home. And everybody's like, well, why don't you stream us? And she was like, well, no, because I probably want to listen to music and it's a long drive. And I'm like, bitch, that's never stopped you before. So it just seemed really odd that she was done stuffing her face. She'd went on her rage. She had pointed out she was afraid. Hey, I'm going to
She's
stream
got to
it.
watch Nader stream. How is she going to
Yes.
know where he
Yeah.
is if she's doing her own stream?
Yeah.
Like,
And
we
so that's,
get it. Like, if you
that's
have a
where she
little
got
bit of
off.
crazy, you've already jumped to where
Yeah.
what she really wants to do. Like, this is not deep.
Yeah.
But what's crazy to me is the casual lying about her family. Like, this is not hereditary. All that weight on your abdomen is not hypertension. That is the ticking time bomb that is your body that you refuse to deal with. And what asking people to stay up with you until 3 a.m. is just you waiting for that check not to hit so you can beg for cash. Like, no.
Yeah,
No,
that's what struck me as odd was I'm not going to stream because, and then her thing was, she said, well, because streaming, you know, this does cost, paraphrasing, like I said, I'm a paraphraser, but she basically said, you know, streaming, this costs me money. I was like, are you kidding me? So you can put us on the camera and the audio and video on hold while you drive from the cemetery to the restaurant for no particular reason. But now this drive home, if she's driving home, once again, like I said, it's all highly sus. Is she even driving home? You know, or all of a sudden, is there going to be excuse and she's going to be in a hotel room in Montreal because I couldn't drive home, right?
Just to answer that, she's on Twitch as of a few minutes ago. She is in a blue wig looking like, what's that movie with that chick where there's opposing forces and she has this presence about her? It's from like a game. What is it? Nyx? No.
Jinx.
Jinx, yes.
Yes,
Jinx!
you're talking about
Jinx!
League of Legends
Yes,
Arcane.
yes.
That is an amazing.
Yeah, she's in a
Jinx.
blue wig right now looking like Jinx.
She doesn't look like Jinx.
Powder
look
before
like Jinx. I don't have to see her to know she doesn't look like Jinx.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, but she's a gamer now. She has to represent in some way, you know.
That community will eat her for breakfast.
Chantal has shat upon nerds for so long, and now she needs the nerd community now.
She needs to be accepted somewhere because she's not going to be accepted anywhere pretty soon.
We do not accept her.
No, I don't claim her at all.
I'm going to take a quick vote of all the women. Does everyone wants to vote her off the island?
You shall not pass.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
You shall not pass.
And you definitely don't get $200.
No.
But has anybody realized she didn't shed any tears for her grandmother when she passed?
No.
Remember, hold on. Remember, I don't show my emotions. I'm different. I don't act like this. I can't. That's not how I work. You don't know what you're going to do until you're put to the test. I am a fighter. But let a man tell her she can't get no green bean and the whole world is crumbled.
Mm-hmm.
And when her audience
Monty,
is tired,
she was mourning.
When her audience is tired of hearing about Nads, it would instantly turn to, well, I'm so upset over my grams, and I'm so upset over, remember that? And I'm so upset over,
What the hell is
this? I hate you, Monty.
Is she summoning something? What the hell is going on?
She's messing with her webcam. It moves, it watches her face, and it moves, it adjusts itself, so you're always in the center, and she doesn't like that. So not only does she trying to look like Jinx, but her webcam is like moving, and I don't know, is she weirded out? Right? I guess so.
Who buys a webcam that they can't control? I'm just curious. Did she say how much she spent on this one? Oh no, she didn't.
300.
This is on Twitch.
Yeah, it's on Twitch right now. She's
You better
live.
put those
So
tatas away.
have you noticed on Twitch, her numbers have been going down. When she first, remember, she had like about 1,000, 1,200 watching her. Her average stream now is, it gets up to maybe 700, but it's running at at 7. I mean, her streams are, the number of people interested is going down. So
Well, it's not interesting. It's
no,
just it. She's taken an opportunity to reinvent herself. She could have done so much with OnlyFans, and she's pissing that away. And eventually, she won't get another shot on that platform because they require people to work. I mean, you can say whatever you want about sex workers, but they do work, and they do
yeah,
provide. It's an industry just like any other industry, and she's pissing that away.
it's an industry that needs to be respected too, because like I said, those
No, the
women,
same people that
right,
piss
yeah.
on that industry are the very people that patron that industry. And so that's the very reason I support it, because it's just hypocrisy. Like if you wanted to use my, I'm not saying you, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
you know who I'm talking about. If
Yeah,
they
yeah.
wanted to use my body for their own purposes and pay me, you know, what they wanted to pay me, or if, you know, that they would have no issue with that. That's what they did for a long time. But when women go into, and men, I'm not going to leave the men out, but when people go into business for themselves and say, this is what I'm worth, then people have an issue with it. And you can fall on whatever side you want to. That's my side. That's what I notice. People usually don't have a problem until the money is out of their control. So, you know, she has an opportunity to appeal to an audience, a unique audience of people that already know her, already know her personality. They will patron her. All she has to do is put in the work. And she's pissing that away. And just like Badusi was saying, she has to go on there and compete. And Badusi gets up and she hustles and she has to compete with all these little young things. And Badusi's on there making it work because she has an audience and she has repeat business because she's a hustler. And then Chantal has the nerve to get on camera and says she's a hustler and she's this and she's that. And it's like, ma'am, you just drove how many hours to Montreal to look for a man? And she probably messaged him the whole time.
And how much do you think she spent on gas, considering she
I don't want to
doesn't
think
even
about how
know
much she's
if
spent on
she's
gas.
getting paid? Because I think gas is like $500 a gallon right now in
Right?
Canada. You know, it's like, good Lord.
Right?
Yeah. So think about the money for the fuel, the eating out at that nice restaurant. It's like she's trying to flex
Ridiculous.
at how unbothered she is, and she does, and she keeps claiming she hustles, but then in this, you know, but then she'll laugh about, that's why people love me because I'm quirky and unorganized. I'm like, pick a side.
No,
You
it's
know?
just what Shannon said. We're watching the train wreck. That's all it is. And
But the sad part is those stupid idiots that follow her are going to give her money. I guarantee. If
They
she
will.
cries poverty, if she cries that she's not getting her
They won't.
pay, okay, there's two words in her vocab that don't exist: work and hustle. She don't do either. There is nothing this woman does. Nothing. Okay. So she will sit there and she'll play that role and she'll play that. I'm not bothered. Take my channel. I don't care, until she is faced with the reality, which is why she stuffs her damn face, which is why she takes those, like, you know, those trips out of
Edibles.
nowhere. Because she has no control over what's going on. Nothing. No control. Not over a man, not over her YouTube channel, not over anything, not even her own weight. So there it is. And she will continue to gorge and spend money and use people and manipulate as far as she can take it until her last dying breath. And that is what she will be dying on right there.
Welcome to the world, Chantal. Welcome to the world.
Welcome,
Well,
Ozzy.
Hello.
Hi, Ozzy.
Hey,
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure, because it wasn't like showing the thing wavelength on. Okay, there it is. The wavelength on the picture. So just making sure. How's it going? Just got here, obviously.
I will say the one thing with Chantal is, see what you guys think about this. So the VIBers probably will give her money. So, she'll be okay this next month, but her viewership is going down. And so it's not just Chantal thinks it's a monetary thing. Like, and she jokes that she likes the attention, but she really does like the attention, because you hear her say again, "What do you mean there's only 89 people in here?" Or, "What do you mean?" So even if the VIBs do give her money this month, that might sustain her for another month monetarily, but her ego has got to be taking a hit, because her views are trending down, because people are tired of chasing her all over the place. Like, I think she's going to get more and more, the less viewership she has, the more out of control she's going to start acting. But yeah, but I do find it is kind of gross that she's gonna whine at 3 o'clock in the morning, and potentially they might send her PayPal or money. It's like, oh,
I'm living for it. I'm staying up until 3 a.m. I took a nap for this. I'm ready.
Are you
That's
ready?
why I was asking Monty, like, how long are we gonna be on?
Right. I guess I should nap then and then come back at 3 a.m. I don't know. Maybe I should wait for the shit show.
A part of me is like setting a timer. A part of me is like,
maybe
she's not getting paid. I'm not a YouTuber, but if it's been working a certain way for the last 5 years, she's not getting paid. She's not. I mean, she's
people
not.
in the chat are like, yes, we're getting up.
I got news for you. She's not staying up either. She'll be greened out way before that time.
True.
Way before that time.
Well, unless she made an outhouse run today, and then we're 50-50, she might just be.
Didn't somebody say that she was making a deal out there too?
Well, she did turn her stuff off.
There has been a precedent of her going to Montreal and alleged.
And maybe she was like, 2 birds with 1 stone. I'll meet my plug and stalk my not boyfriend. Bam.
Do y'all think? Do y'all think she was tracking Nader through his iPad?
Definitely.
Idea. That's why she gave it to him. That's why she gave him that iPad, so she could track him.
Mm-hmm.
Can I say one thing that where Montreal is, just south of there is downtown core. So remember how we talked about like Old Port and Newport? Just like a few, like maybe 20-minute drive, and you will be at the port area. So remember, that's where she was going for pickups.
That's where she went. Remember this summer? It was a pretty skeevy area, and she didn't have a real good explanation.
French fry girl called her out on it. Said that she knew the streets that she was on, and yeah, I remember that. I watched both of y'all streams. First of all, y'all 2 of my favorite people. Y'all make it really hard when I gotta watch Monty on one part, French fry girl on another part. Then I gotta get my third phone for y'all. But y'all, I'm gonna need y'all to work this out.
I mean, FFG and Monty, it's like, dang it.
The perfect threesome.
Oh
right? I have like 3 iPads and my laptop going, trying to watch everybody all at the same time.
Well, I'll be that only one Monty that says that you're number 1 to me. So if FFG can wait.
I will be honest. I don't watch FFG, but I do watch Yabba.
Oh yeah, Yabba for sure, and Charlie Gold for me too.
Charlie has the best edits.
Oh, she does.
She's making the comparisons of Chantal, just the contradictions of Chantal. Charlie really takes the time to edit those contradictions together, and it's just like, what can you say? What can you say? I think.
Monty and French Fry Girl are in Canada, which is why I think I watched them more so for this one, just because Chantal can't pull what she pulls with other reaction channels, because you guys know the area, you know where she's at. That's exactly how she got called out in the beginning when French Fry Girl came on. Like, no, this is what's going on. Then Monty was like, wait a minute. Monty takes out his little diagram. She was at point A. Point B is over here. She's 5 minutes walking distance.
It was one of those streams
that was over here.
Monty. He was like, wait a minute. I can tell you where she is right now. She got that Jamaican patty here.
I know that road. I know that building in the background.
she's on her way to that trap. And I was like, oh, I gotta stay on this because he knows what he's talking about. And like, sure enough, that's where she was. And so
she might.
I mean, I think she
might be wide awake. She might be wide awake tonight. She might green out, but not green out, depending on if she was on, that road.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, Grebo, with all that food she stuffed herself with. I don't know. She don't stay up that long when she's got like 3 or 4 dinners in her. So,
but she has 3 bellies. So if you have 3 bellies, there's 3 dinners for each belly. She only ate the first belly full. There's still a second belly. Don't forget the fupa. There's a lot going on there.
So it's room for dessert and not fupa.
I don't know what to say.
She's too worried about her money. I do think she's too worried about her money, contrary to what she's telling people. So I think she's literally going to be looking every hour on the hour.
I would.
Mm-hmm.
Me too. If my money, but
do you think she messaged YouTube like, hey, did you lose the email? Do you know what I mean? Like, is that what she's doing? Is she, instead of stalking, maybe she's triple tasking. She's meeting her plug, she's stalking Natty, and she's blowing up YouTube. Where's my money? Where's my money? Where's my money?
No,
I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, I'm surprised she didn't tag him on her Twitter. Hey, Team YouTube, I know I put that dog on your platform, but where's my money?
You guys are starting to sound like Stewie. You got my money? Where's my money?
Give my money.
That was a funny episode.
When he murdered Brian.
Yes.
I was done at the flamethrower. I was like, oh my God. Please have Stewie's money, please. It's just like I want to stay up. I got work in the morning too, but I really want to know.
Sacrifices got to be made. Sacrifices.
I really want to know what's going to happen because she's been going on and she's been smug. I know you think you hurt me. And it's like, Chantal, this was not about hurting you. This wasn't, who was trying to hurt you, Chantal? So it's just.
Andrea, this is like a full solar eclipse. It's a once in a lifetime event. You got to stay up for
Chantal.
this.
The rage. The rage.
I need it. Rage like this rage when her money doesn't come through. And now
I really want to see. I really want to see how she is since. I really want to see how she is since Nader's actually moved. I'm really interested to see. I'm really interested to see that. Like, I don't know what she's talking about in that blue wig, but I want to know. Like, she knows Nader's gone, so I want to see that because she talks so much. She talks so much garbage about this man, and then she does this little Montreal stunt. So I need to see because I've been watching this show for 6 or 7 seasons. So it's like Game of Thrones. The ending's gonna be shit, but I still need to watch it.
Right, exactly.
The long night. We'll call this one. This is our long night.
This is our long night. Somebody sing a song.
I swear, if a screen goes black and that's the end, I'm raging.
Wait a second, but what are we gonna call, like, you know how they have the red wedding, then the purple wedding? What do we call that in the Chantal verse?
Green wedding.
Brown wedding.
Green wedding.
Green wedding.
Mm-hmm.
No, brown wedding. Absolutely, I am absolutely co-signing that.
Oh, that'll be hilarious. Well, I guess if she eats too much cheese, it would be the brown wedding, right?
Oh God.
Did you see her driving around tonight? She was like, she started playing it off like it was no big deal, and she started to get a little frantic. Like, I gotta go.
Yeah. Just like.
So, do you think she pooped?
Just a couple bad days away from just having a brown wedding entirely. I mean, like, she nearly shits herself all the fucking time. I mean, just not that long ago, she peed herself because she had waited too long before going to the bathroom.
Oh God!
I mean, it's only a matter of time.
She peed herself when she choked on that cake. Remember when she was playing?
God, that was
and remember
hilarious.
she started and she got up and walked away. I can guarantee you, she wet herself. I know it.
Oh, that chair! Oh my God, that gaming chair! It's like a pee pad.
Well, last night she said that she got diarrhea from those pizzas, that she had to tell us exactly how it was coming out.
All that oil all that oil
Mm-hmm.
running through her
Oh,
tubes.
those Greek pizzas?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I think my brain must just, I literally, anything that has to do with that, it's like, what? She talks about that? Because it's like my brain just goes, "Ee," and I just don't hear it. And then it kicks back on when she's done talking about it.
She asked for money for the cats? Does she know no end?
Because people will get
Yes.
people. I'm an animal lover. I got my dog snort in my dog ear right
Wait,
now. But
wait. She
I-
asked for money for the cat
Yeah, they just said in the chat that she's asking $150.
after people sent her money for her cats, and she said,
Yeah.
"F you."
After she
After
just
that
spent
fucking bullshit she pulled with vegan
$500
for life.
driving to
Man,
Montreal, eating at that restaurant.
you know what?
someone's gonna give it to her. Someone's gonna give it
Someone's
to
gonna
her.
give it to her because they love the animals.
Yeah,
But she's not
Monty,
gonna use it
your
on her
friend
animals.
your friend Lambo, I guarantee.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Monty, I have a question. If they're saying that she's showing her money in AdSense, is it possible that because she's technically has an appeal going on that maybe the money will stay there until her appeal is officially finished?
I think the appeal finished on the 15th, the same day she made her Beezer show account.
You're petty,
That's a
Monty.
good point.
Yeah.
That's a
But
possibility.
I'm just curious because OnlyFans kind of works like this. If you're a creator and you get dinged, they will lock your money up and they'll wait for they'll charge back all the money to everyone that spent money. And if you want to pull money, they'll make you request it because they want to make sure that there's money to give people back. So I'm wondering if she's seeing the money, but she's not going to get it because of what's going on.
Imagine she sees it there. She says she sees an AdSense in her balance, and then it just disappears and she never sees it again. It's just gone.
I don't think seeing it matters. If they will release it is what matters.
Right,
Yeah.
but I'm saying, like, if she sees it and then she thinks that she's gonna get it and she wants it, then it's just stripped from her. She's gonna freak.
I know. I
DG,
need that.
She is gonna freak. I would freak.
DG just said, yeah, she just asked for money for the cats, and she just said, yeah, and I make $20,000 a month. Like
In her
flippantly.
brain, she thinks she makes that much.
She only made that much like once.
Once, right?
Once. Yeah.
A broken
She was
clock's
making
right
maybe
twice a
10
day. It's like,
before that, and like she made this huge brag about 12 grand because like that must have been like a peak for her because she hadn't made that much before that. And so I don't know why she's over here thinking she's gonna be making 20 grand a month every month, because ain't no fucking way. Ain't no fucking way.
I don't see it.
No,
If she starts, I don't know. I mean, she could make it on OnlyFans if she. Never mind. I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna. No,
Look,
no.
if she dove into like
Don't.
the niche market that she has, you know, if she dove deep into that niche, she could get some good ass money. She ain't
could.
gonna, but she could.
Naked mukbangs.
Ugh.
She could do
HFC
it.
Do some
style.
hungry fat chick stuff. Shove
Yeah.
a burrito in your mouth while you're getting plowed. Fuck.
Hey,
But
get
I
pleased
heard
at both
that.
ends.
Yeah, I heard that she doesn't want to do that stuff because she thinks it's gross. Somebody said that in chat. She doesn't
I
want to
mean,
appeal to the specific.
So Chantal thinks. Wait a
I mean,
minute.
I think it's gross, but that's just me.
Chantal thinks that's gross when she literally walks around with poop and pee on her body. She thinks that's gross.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You know, like she's naked when she eats half the time, anyways. Like, really, that she draws the line there.
I don't
okay, so
know.
you
I
guys
don't think anybody's
want to
coming
hear
for
something
HFC.
that will put
She
this
is a
in?
sweetheart. No,
I-
I don't
I'm
think
gonna-
I don't see anybody coming for her.
I'm going
Yeah.
to tell you guys a story that will put this in perspective. So I spent, and like I said, you don't know where I was when I did this, but I was involved in the medical field. And let's say in the ambulance, we had somebody we needed a very, very large individual. I needed to get a 12 lead on to get a read what was going on. And, you know, and you have to move folds, right? It's just your
Yeah.
job. You're doing it. But I'm not kidding. I opened up one fold and some Skittles fell out. And there is a distinct odor. And then I moved another fold, and I shit you not, a quarter of a grilled cheese sandwich fell out, and it had probably been there for a while, because apparently this person's caregiver had quit because they were so difficult and hadn't been there in over 3 weeks. So I'm going to guess the Skittles, maybe they were M&Ms. I didn't get that close and I wasn't going to taste them to find out. But the Skittles and the quarter of, and so I'm just letting you guys know that, like, and like, you know, like, I didn't laugh at the time. It made me sad for that person, but I want you guys to realize she eats without clothes on. She
Yeah.
has a lot of folds. She does not have good personal hygiene. So the things that are ending up in rolls, you know, and then you get into decomposition, you know, the stuff starts breaking down. It's just the smells
It's a
and
disaster waiting to
sights.
happen.
Oh, yes. And so it's funny, but it's like
Kidney
she
change.
I
might
mean,
think it's funny
we
right
can
now,
laugh
but
about like the Pringles can lid, right? I mean,
yeah,
she went to like the doctor because she was having pain, and it was a fucking lid in one of her folds.
yeah, yeah.
Like, girl,
Can you imagine?
Well,
and
it might come in
that
handy if
wasn't
she
her
goes
at her
to bed.
max size either. That
Yeah.
wasn't her at her heaviest.
Hey, all that food stuffed in her folds can come in handy if she's low on groceries. Hey,
Oh my
Log
god,
off. Log off.
this is awful.
There's no way she's washing. There's no way she's washing with those little T-Rex arms.
Oh yeah,
Oh no way. She can't even.
can't
She can't
reach.
even wipe her own booty.
Yeah,
She can't even
it's
wipe
like
her own booty.
she's trying to show off she can
Background
shave her
noise?
head.
Does anybody have background? I don't think I have any background noise.
I
That's the
probably have
TV.
some because I have a fan going.
I think my dog is snoring, so I'm gonna mute them. Sorry.
No worries, no worries. Thank you, everybody.
So Monty, it's been an hour. Are you tired?
I guess we could. Do we have anything else to talk about? Because she's still live. I guess we're gonna wait for the moment, which is in less than 3 hours, where it's she's gonna, I guess, tell us whether or not she's gonna get paid, or are we past that? Because she was saying something like she saw funds in her AdSense account, so I guess she is gonna get paid. So maybe
But
just
she was
No.
saying that earlier, Monty. She was saying, because like I said, I tend to tune her out sometimes. Like you just, but she was saying something earlier how she could see the AdSense in there. But the sticking point for me is that there has been this email that has consistently came and told her it's going to be deposited, and she hasn't gotten that email. So regardless of what she can see, but why would she not get the standard? Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure, like, because
She
the money's
raging.
been. Oh, is she?
She's name calling now, so I guess she's tuning up to rage.
oh really? She says I'm an e-beggar.
Didn't she like? Didn't earlier someone say something about like Monty had a good work ethic, and now she's calling him an
Now
e-beggar?
you're an e-beggar.
well, it takes one to know one, doesn't
She
it?
was
Oh,
she
of
was just
course.
singing. She was just singing your praises. She was telling reacting channels, why can't they be more like you?
I think she just means why can't they be cute and male?
In black.
And black.
Oh,
Yeah,
I wasn't
yeah,
wanting to go there, but you know,
That's what
you
you
you ain't
want.
wrong.
I mean, let's be real. She fetishizes anybody that's not Caucasian.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
It, Monty
1,000%.
would be the black guy from Montreal that keeps calling her
Mm-hmm.
and
Right?
ghosting her at the same time.
Right, exactly.
he's the one gonna take her to Orange Julep.
What
And
she
she
did,
But it won't work, but Juicy, because Monty is employed and has a car.
right?
Oh, that's
Exactly.
true.
So
I
and
he
Monty
need,
makes his own money. You're right.
makes
You're
his
I
right.
own
need to
money.
have a
So that would not
negative.
work for Chantal. And he has his own place. So
I know,
it would
right?
not work for Chantal. He takes care of his animals.
Wait a second. She's gonna say I smell like, I have bad BO, or
He's
maybe.
gonna say you had like strep throat or something.
Yeah,
And you
exactly.
totally wanted her and you made out.
I know, right? But she still made out with me even though I had bad breath and I smell really bad.
How does she talk about? This is what I don't understand. Now, I feel like, I'm an average looking woman. I just try my best to look better than most of the young people out here. It's hard out here for a pimp. But how does she talk about how other people look? She's balding.
Boggles the mind, right?
She's balding. She's not, and I have no problem with plus size women because my family is filled with them, but she's a sloppy plus size.
Okay,
She
my
makes
thing
she
is like
makes
There's
plus
difference.
size women look bad. My
She
friend,
does.
the utter
my friend
hypocrisy
said,
too.
and I quote, she
Utter
goes, "It's
hypocrisy.
women like her that make fatties like me look bad. She needs to
Yes,
stop."
Uh-huh.
like the hypocrisy where she says she won't date a man that's balding. She won't date a man that's too big. Like there was the quote unquote Fupa guy who was like he was too big for bitch. Come on,
I guess two
like
bellies rubbing up against each other what isn't her style. I mean,
yeah. I
yeah,
mean,
I don't get it.
I don't get it. Like I understand having standards, but at the same time, you got to hold yourself to the same standards.
She doesn't
You
even
know?
bathe. So why does he have
But
to be fit? Why does he have to be? Why does he have to have hair? And why does he have to be fit? And why does he
because
have
she's
to
Chantal.
wear nice?
Don't y'all
But
know
she's
she's
Chantal, and everybody
Chantal?
should bow to her.
I
She
think she thinks her income makes her better than other people now, because I
Oh,
really think
absolutely.
it's gone to her head.
She's
I
Absolutely.
classist
I
as fuck.
honestly think it went to her head. Like she thinks, oh, I make this much money, and that makes her better than other people. And it's like, no, money cannot buy happiness. And I think Chantal is the epitome, the human, embodiment of how money cannot provide happiness.
And she doesn't
Absolutely.
even have anything to show for it. She
She
has
nope.
don't.
nothing to show for all of her years on YouTube. She doesn't have any property in her name. Her car is
For
not
fuck's
even
sake,
paid
she's
for.
yeah.
She could just one of her health issues could spiral out of control and bankrupt any amount of money that she has left. She
Mm-hmm.
has animals she doesn't even care
She
for.
just wants a man. She doesn't
She
care
just,
about
I mean,
anything.
and you
Who
have a
needs a
drug.
personality when you have a man?
Who cares if you have a man or not?
For
What man
her.
would want to stay with you? The one man that you were paying for didn't even want to stay with you.
Yeah.
And you still won't let him live his life.
I don't know. She's a weirdo. I
Let's
mean,
see.
she blocked me. She blocked me on Instagram. I mean, I thrive for petty, so I went there. She said, one of the things she said was fat people can't judge her. So I said, I'm not fat. Can I judge you?
No, because you don't get it. You've never been there. You don't get it. You're phobic.
I used to be 323 pounds. I told her, I said, and I said, even that weight, I was still better looking than her. It's about how you upkeep yourself. She's the epitome of what she ought to be ashamed of herself in reality.
Facts,
This
no
is
justice, no peace. I forget. We're the only ones in that situation. I
Mhm.
forget that. But it still sucks out your quality of life having one health issue that spirals out of control. Like, who cares how much money you
she
have?
cured her diabetes. You're wrong. She cured
Yeah,
her
she
diabetes.
has no more
Her diabetes is
diabetes.
cured. Her fatty liver is
I
cured.
forgot she cured her diabetes too. I'm wrong. I take it all back. I'm sorry.
I'm pre-diabetic. I need to go get me tons of sugar because apparently that's how you cure it.
Absolutely. No. I think it was the
But you
booger
know
sugar,
what? Like, this whole
not like
predatory thing
the
of like
food
looking
sugar, the
for
booger
men to
sugar.
control with her money is just sickening. It's
Oh,
sickening.
booger sugar. I need that too.
Well, it all
Absolutely.
has to be like some man of another ethnicity that she can control. That really makes me
It's
sick.
so gross.
She's
Like,
predatory, and that's
she's
what
very predatory.
she's
Mhm.
mixing the two words together. I understood what Miss Gold was. She's predatory. I understand what mom. She's predatory. She's not.
Yeah.
She's not the P word, but she is predatory. She thrives on the weak or the men that she thinks are weak. And for once, she found someone that mirrored an image of her own, and he was
Player got
better at it.
played.
And he
Player
was
got
not
played.
supposed to be able to leave her, and that's why she hates DeeDee so bad. If DeeDee had never came along, Nader would have never had the ability to leave her.
She
He was
shouldn't have
not-
gave him a platform. That was her
She
mistake.
should have never
She gave
given
him a
him a
platform.
platform.
Should have never
Remember,
gave that
like
man
she
money.
was
See what happened?
crying. Remember, she was crying over he might become more popular than me, and he might make more money than me, or whatever. And it's like, yeah,
And he had an instant following.
yeah, it came from her.
Yeah.
Right, because it was mostly women, and it still is.
And
Mm-hmm.
that's
Which is
dumb.
just
That's
gross
dumb.
on a whole nother level. Ugh.
I would love to see Gordon
My thing
Ramsay
is, now
react to
that
one of
he,
these videos, though.
I was thinking of this earlier, though. Now that he's moved in with DeeDee, is he still going to be, doing his little sneak offs and having his, secondary, you know what I'm saying? His little sides, still talking to them and having,
They're just friends.
conquests with them?
According to them, they're just friends. He
Oh,
told
yeah,
her
sure.
Oh yeah, I mean, also she's got a job. Eventually, she might go back into the office, and then he's free to do whatever.
Fact.
Yeah, he's gonna cook himself up some more green beans. That's all I can say.
And
Every
raw
girl's
chicken.
dream.
He's gonna be like Vanilla Ice. You know, the verse is back with a new infection.
Oh my god.
You're awful, and I love it.
No, I love that.
That's so
And
funny.
how long before DeeDee comes up with this infection?
Mm, mm, mm.
Mm.
She's not going to broadcast that all over YouTube. That's not going to
No.
happen. So we'll never
That's the
know.
truth.
But you know, it's
That's the
really
difference.
that's the difference. Most people have a private life, and even Nader was screaming that. Like, you have no pride, you have no private life. And
Like, he wanted to be private, but she wouldn't let him.
she would not allow that. She was
No.
determined to use him for content. And she did use
That
him for
was
content for
what she
4
wanted.
months.
She wanted to have someone who would be online and be like showing her off and shit. And she
Would you
tried to
show
make
that
him
off?
know.
And then one day Nader was just like, I'm done. And she would not let him be done. She left all of that. And this is the sad part to me. Her shit is still at the track.
He should just like mail it back to her at this point. Just mail
I
it.
bet he left it sitting in a bag in the middle of the floor. I would. I'm like,
Yeah.
forget you.
Just leave it on the porch. Eventually, she might come and get it. I mean, she's probably swings by and like slows down real slow and like drives by
Yeah.
all the time. Goes through his trash. Who knows? You know, dumpster
Right.
diving, but only one specific dumpster.
Tiny Fair is asking, is her new channel monetized? Does anybody know yet? I think she should be close to that. She's getting the views. She's getting the hours.
She said she was getting very close on YouTube, and then on Twitch she said, was it like last night or yesterday? She was saying, I'll only have to do 3 more days and I'll be monetized on there. That's not actually how it works on Twitch, as I understand. Like, yeah, you need 7 unique streams, an X amount of time, but it takes like 30 days for them to then send you. So I think in her mind, she thinks that it's going to be like, oh, you've got the views and the time here. And that's not how it works on Twitch, as I understand it, according to their terms of use and people I've talked to. But she did say for YouTube that she was getting close, but she's assuming that YouTube isn't aware of this channel and is just going to let this process happen the way it normally would. Like, there's a lot of assumptions going on here.
Yeah,
You know what
they
I
could
mean?
just
Like,
find her out and be like, no, you might have all these things that you need, but we're not going to do it.
yeah,
For
and we don't know that they don't. Maybe they are aware of this channel. Let her keep streaming. She's in, whatever. Like, they're doing what they're going to do, and so for her to just assume, because they've not said anything and they've not pulled the channel down, because Chantal likes to talk about being litigious. In fact, today she did speak about, like, oh, I hope I get that check so I can get a lawyer, because she wants to sue Mrs. Fields, because I love lawyer Chinny. She's the best when she starts spouting all these
And
facts
you know
and
what?
everything.
A lawyer will take her money simply to tell her that she can't do shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
Anybody
they'll take her.
that's ever
Certainly,
been
Miss Thoreau, we'll
divorced.
be glad to take your case upon further review. You know, I mean, she's
right.
Yeah. $2,000 retainer, and then they'll think about it for about another 10 grand, and then they'll be like, well,
so
yeah.
I bet lawyers work the same way in Canada as they do in America.
Probably.
I'm guessing.
The thing,
what's the difference
to bring it kind of back to Tiny Fairy asking about like the ads. YouTube does run ads on channels that are not monetized. And I mean, I think it's kind of bullshit that they do it, because you're not getting paid for it. Like, why are you running ads on my shit if I'm not getting paid for it?
Yeah.
But they are doing that now. So it might not be monetized. It could just be YouTube just putting ads on everything and anything.
Well, it's also that YouTube has 2 different sections. You have YouTube Premium, which you pay for, so then you don't see any of those ads. So YouTube Free at this point can do it anywhere.
I pay for premium, so I really don't.
That's why you don't see ads.
Yeah,
but
I'm also YouTube Red, because we were just talking about this the other night. Like, when you're falling asleep, listen to something, and then that blaring, obnoxious
rage
comes on at 3 a.m.
legend.
and you do a Chantal and wet your pants because you sit up so quick or something and scare yourself.
And in terms of like, suing, does she want to make lawyers laugh? Because I'm sorry, if she ever walked into an office and said, I want to sue this YouTuber for, showing my stuff, the lawyers would probably have a good laugh over it. That's nice. Get out.
Oh, there
Well,
are
she doesn't
plenty.
understand that.
They'll take your money. I think there are plenty of scumbags that'll take your money and say, "Oh yeah, we'll look at it."
To tell her about precedents that have already been established.
Yeah.
There've already been court cases fought.
Yeah, the H3H3 was a huge one.
Oh, it was the hugest, and
Yeah.
and that's where we get the fair use clause.
Yeah, and I feel like they'd be like, "I'll take your money, but did you ever hear about this? Because you're on the other side of it."
I mean, the fact of the matter is, fair use is not new. It didn't happen when YouTube came around. It always existed in the realm of copyrighted material and its use in other places. Most places were, for academic purposes, when people wanted to do things like review films, like make content using content from the entertainment industries. People would have to examine how people were doing that and say, okay, this is according to code, this is fine. And so when YouTube came along, they had, like all law, it had to develop to fit. And so in the spirit of the law, YouTube had to have this these two creators had to have this big battle. And at the core of that was the reactive content. And so the matter's already been settled. And Chantal is just so ignorant, and she's just so determined to stay ignorant, that she's just going to waste her money and walk into the offices of whoever and whoever. Like I could put a payment on my Lamborghini with this idiot. Yeah, we're going to take her case. Yeah, we're going to take her money. We'll wait about 2 weeks to tell her there's nothing we can do.
Yeah, she doesn't know the difference between copyright and between fair use, because copyright, you don't own anything, my darling. You don't own goddamn shit on YouTube. You put it up there.
Copyright.
Right. It's public domain. Unless you are a brand, right? Unless you're a brand, unless you are someone that has bought all of your, which the stupid idiot that she is goes and buys that company, which duh, how stupid could you be? But copyright is completely different. It is owned. It is owned property. This is not property she owns. She doesn't own YouTube.
Yeah, she's conflating different things. Like, she's very confused. But then
now, what she did to Nader when she took his views away.
But again, that was under her channel, though.
Well, YouTube was paying her. YouTube pays her for views on her content. They pay her AdSense for the views, for however many eyes she puts in front of those advertisers. And what she did to Nader was, she not only took away his content, she took away the views and the eyes he would have had on his content had she not taken it down. Now, he did give her access and he did give her authority. It could be argued that she was within the realm of her permissions to do that. She made a judgment call, and maybe it was a poor judgment call, but it is far more arguable than what she's trying to do. So she has all these, oh, this is not fair. And it may not seem right. It may not seem fair, but it is right. The reaction channels. Yeah. It may not seem fair, but it is right according to the code. And so, she's been putting all this energy into shit that she should not, because she's just determined to stay stupid as hell.
The law doesn't care how you feel.
Zachary Michael, no. And Zachary Michael's way too smart for her anyway. Yeah. He didn't want none of that, because he was able to articulate exactly why she was wrong. And he was like, okay, Chantal, let's go. And he was just, he was just like, whatever you want to do. But he had to remind her. He was like, sweetheart, you don't have a way to take anything from me. Like, this is my hobby. And that's why I think that's what took the steam out of her sail, because he was so confident. And once she realized that she couldn't be vindictive and hateful in this situation, she backed up. And that's basically what's going to happen when she learns Mrs. Fields' appeal went through. When she realizes she's not going to satisfy that vindictiveness, she's going to back down.
True. Mrs. Fields wanted to be on tonight, but she says tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm not sure if she's streaming right now. I actually haven't checked. But maybe she is, maybe she isn't, because I think streaming the Twitch stuff should be fine. because oh, okay, she just went offline on Twitch, so maybe I'll go over it. It was only like what, like an hour. Maybe I will. We'll see, or maybe yeah, she just went off like DG says. So
She's
maybe
coming
I
over
will
here
go
so
over
she
it.
can listen to see if she can get a lawyer or not. That's what she's doing. Somebody
Oh
probably told her, you need to
yeah.
go listen to this stream. I mean, that's where she gets all. She got so many things like Natty Daddy and all of that stuff that come. Like a lot of, I noticed a lot of stuff that we've been saying in Monty's chats wind up somehow like like it happens not only with this reaction channel, but the whole luxury villa thing that came from directly from Poppy Syntax. So somebody kind of threw that into her vernacular. And so I think she really sits around and watches reactors videos, and then I don't think, I know she does, and then she has just this hateful ass way of going about it. I mean, she could really, if she sat down and studied what some of these people were saying she should do, she could make a real plan and earn some real money, and it would have, I mean, this would be a minor setback, but it's going to be a major setback because her dumb ass is driving to Montreal. But anyway, I'm going to stop.
All she had to do was go back to having recorded and edited content. But no, that shit's too hard.
That's
And
all she had to do, right?
all she
That's
had to
all
do.
she had to do.
And she
Because
didn't
she's
do it.
way past the point of having any point of interest. What is she going to do? What is she going to do? Edit another video about dropping charges? Edit another video about talking about BB or just the past? That's all she's got to keep going is talking about the past.
I could
Go
tell
back to
you,
talking about high school.
Mm-hmm.
I think that might be why she's trying to pick a fight with Mrs. Fields. Like she's running out of hills to die.
if I were Chantal, I would totally pivot away from everything that I had ever done before, and I would make recorded content. And this is what I would do. I would take myself and my body, and I would film myself doing exercises, doing healthy habits, and just say this is the new me. And I would just go from there. And people are gonna laugh at her, and people are gonna say, "We'll see how long this lasts." But if she was ever consistent with if she wanted to do OnlyFans, be consistent with that. If she wanted to be a gamer, be consistent with Twitch. If she wanted to be whatever she wanted to do, just be consistent in doing that, and she would be fine. But she's not gonna do that. She's not going to do that. And she's probably so angry at herself for spending the tens of thousands of dollars on Nader. And now
Oh, absolutely. She's
she
got to
doesn't.
be mad at
And
herself.
he's moved. He's moved, and he still has a channel. But she will not. She is not capable of doing new things.
I think that she's in complete and utter shock at the fact that this all went through, like it all went to fruition. No matter what he said, whether whether her audience or anybody else said that he wasn't, he's just as much as a liar as she is. A lot of what he said he was going to do, he ended up doing.
He did.
I gotta give him credit for that.
He did. He did.
I mean, he's got follow through, but he's still a liar.
He's still a liar.
Yeah.
He's just not a lazy liar.
Yeah, he's got follow through at least.
Yeah, that man was producing videos and he wasn't even cooking the food.
The video,
But he was
I
still
cannot
producing
get
videos.
enough of the video where he fell off that fucking chair.
The
Oh
chicken
my
was
God,
cooked.
that was one of the best things ever, ever, ever. I watched it on Damn It Danny's channel. I kept telling them, just keep going, and they would speed it up and slow it down. It was the best thing I ever saw in my life.
Just
It
saying,
really
posted
was.
it on like a short, and it would just like
Mhm.
automatically replay, and I just sat there for too fucking long, just letting it replay.
That and your thumbnail tonight cracked me up, Monty. That thing is just, it's so perfect.
Passionate Libra, I
thank
think you
you.
might be right.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe no one is interested in her losing weight. She's already done that arc, right?
Oh, she can't do that because that's an Amber Lynn thing. We don't want to sound like Amber Lynn now, do we?
I did not think about that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, she hates when they're compared to each other. You
Right?
know that. I mean, I gotta admit, I do like the drama. If she went to losing weight, I might not be as interested. But that's also because I'm here for the train wreck. I've always been here for the train wreck. But like, there's a whole community of weight loss people that actually enjoy that she could go to, but she's not going
Right.
to.
She
Just not going to.
I just
Like
think
the
she needs
whole
to make
thing was
healthier
swole
decisions.
enormous.
Like her body cannot take the drama anymore. It just can't. I mean, I thought the Nader thing was going to end bad,
but she took green peen for 11 months. If you can take that strong, long green peen up that peach, anything you can do anything.
He stopped giving it to her after 9 months, though. 9 or 10 months.
True.
Not
True.
11.
Monty, don't get jealous.
He stopped giving it to her at a certain point.
I know that's your girlfriend. I know. Don't get jealous. Don't get jealous. You can have her now.
Thank you, DeeDee. Really appreciate that.
Hand check. Hand
Yeah,
check.
she's giving you permission.
There we go. All right, I guess we're gonna start wrapping this up.
Okay.
Any last words for anybody? I don't know whoever wants to start first.
Stay green and clean.
All right, Ozzy.
There was something I had brought up to you in DMs about talking about.
You can go ahead. You can go if you want to start it another time or tomorrow. Then sure.
We'll probably do it another time where it's a little different, but it's like mostly just that I never consented to seeing Foodie Booty's floppy bobbies. Never once. And I just hate so much that she just flashes them all the freaking time. It's just so black. It's just gross. So gross.
Cauliflower?
Better start breaking open that piggy bank, my friend, because gonna be needing it very soon. And leave Monty alone. Stop talking about him. Doesn't want to have anything to do with you.
All right, Andrea. Any last words for you?
I think I just want to echo something you were trying to warn her about in regards to her behaviors. It just takes one person to report her, and like Ozzy said, nobody consented to seeing her body and her private parts. And if she were a man flashing her body online, she would be mass reported.
I probably would be arrested if I was her.
Probably,
can you imagine me helicoptering my team and just like, you guys are watching me? Who's watching me? Foodie Beauty's watching me?
Look, if you had an OnlyFans and you were doing that, maybe, maybe.
I'm like, Foodie Beauty, take this.
No.
Who else is watching me?
Gotta blow away them haters with that helicopter.
Daddy's watching.
Monty's girl LaChrista is saying, "Are you able to stay on a few more minutes? I might be able to get Mrs. Fields on."
What I was actually gonna do is go on my main channel and do the recap of the Twitch. So tomorrow, Mrs. Fields, yeah.
I can't even talk. I'm laughing so hard I actually choked and almost shot my Diet Pepsi out my nose.
Now I'm going to change my name to Monty's Helicopter Wing Wing.
Hell yeah. You always have the best names.
I have some, Chantal. Hey, it's Great Grebo here. I have some advice for you. If you are taking the time to watch this video, even to hate watch it, let me give you an honest piece of advice. The time you're spending watching reaction channels and listening to haters and building all this anger and fuel, if you took that time, if you took half of that time, if you took 33% of that time and put it into a basic Google search of any of these places you're going to drive, so you had just little bits of facts and tidbits to make your content a little more interesting, it would really help your channel. I'm not kidding. And number two, the blatant disrespect towards other people, especially like the way you were just throwing things out, just flippant comments at a cemetery with other people's loved ones. And this is a little heavy, but it's rude. It is so rude. You are such a massive hypocrite. So just put down the bong, put down the pizza, and just stop and watch your videos for a second, man, because you have the whole world in front of you. You have such an amazing opportunity and you are squandering it. I, for one, hope you don't listen to me and you keep doing what you're doing because this is cheap entertainment, Cupcake. But ball's in your court.
Yeah, she got to put down the pizza, put down the back scratcher, for fuck's sake.
And to, I understand, like, women being bare chested is not a bad thing. And I believe that nursing moms need to nurse wherever they need to. But she's on other people's platforms and they're giving her a platform. And there is something aggressive about flashing your body parts to
it's
people
not that she's.
who,
It's not that she's showing her breasts, because that is fine. That is natural and normal. It's the purpose behind it, and like
Exactly.
the purpose behind it, and like how she does it. Like if if I was just walking down the street and there was a woman that was just completely topless and it's hot outside, and I'd be like, yeah, I get it. But like how she does it is just so gross and just blatantly uncomfortable. It's meant to be uncomfortable, and I don't like that about it. It's just the intention behind it.
Right. There's a time and a place, and the time is definitely not where any eyes can see it. If you want to do that shit, do it on your OnlyFans where people are paying you. That's what it's there for in the first place. You don't have to shock people or be the big child that goes, I'm just going to keep flashing myself so people can't, people find ways around things. You should know this, Foodie Beauty. And another thing I'm going to say about what the people are saying in the chat, have some respect for the dead and shut the fuck up about 9/11. Don't let that ever come out of your mouth again.
Mm-hmm.
Please do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Please do. She no, and just because you said that, Flower, she's gonna say more things about 9/11.
Oh, let her.
What that's gonna do, it's going to inspire, because she's already flashed people, and because she's already because she's already done questionable things. What that's going to do is inspire other people to come after her even more.
Let her remember that the next time she wants to come back into my state. Let her remember that.
Yeah. Yeah, there are things you can joke about. Like I have.
You sound like you're from New York, Jolie. Are you from New York?
I am from New York.
I knew it. Y'all
I am from New York.
Crazy New Yorkers. I love y'all though. But
no, I'm not really. I'm a lot calmer than people
but
think.
It's real. But it's real. It's a real wound for everybody, not just people in New York. Like
exactly.
It's infuriating that she so casually says, "Oh, I remember where I think I was getting a haircut on 9/11." I'm like, bitch.
It's not something you joke around. You don't make.
You just don't joke around.
It's not funny. You don't. They're just.
And you want me to have empathy for you losing your channel and you make comments like this? I'm not gonna. We're wrapping up. Mm-hmm. We're wrapping up. I'm gonna calm down. Monty's sleepy. He's got stuff to do. I'm just gonna calm down.
Like I said, if she keeps out the super offensive stuff, like just leave the Holocaust out, leave 9/11 out, leave the dead alone, and then keep destroying your life. If this is what you want to do, go for it.
Exactly.
Just have a little respect. Just respect these few things, and then be the train wreck that you are. Just that would be my
advice. Put down
the
pizza and do better. I mean, she can be a shock jock if that's what she wants to be, but offending people with something as painful as that, like I might make you my personal project, Foodie, and maybe we won't need mass reporting. Maybe we just need, some dedicated folks like the Kiwi Farms. Like, thank you, Kiwi Farms, for all your assistance. She doesn't know what that kind of behavior inspires in people, and she's putting all this energy out here to be aggressive and to lash out at people and hurt people. And it's just, I mean, it's really sickening that she would go to a cemetery and make those kinds of comments in the worst years of human history that we've had. And it's just disgusting. So I don't know. I don't know. People are saying like she's a monster. She's not going to change. Well,
so true, and that's gonna be it. Thank you, Andrea, Cauliflower Gregubo, Ozzy, and Badusi, so much for another great panel. If everybody or anyone wants to see me on my main channel, I'll be over there right now, because her Twitch stream was only an hour, so might as well do it now, because she's gonna be streaming all day tomorrow and Tuesday, of course. It's gonna be a shit show.
Apparently, she just said she's going to go on Patreon because she has some stuff she wants to talk about with her beezers. So
yeah,
just FYI. That. Yeah, you're not going to sleep.
But the Patreon and the OnlyFans stuff, what I'll do, I'll just make summaries on that. But anything in the public domain, like we can see her Twitch without actually being logged in. So therefore, I'll review those. Anything else, I'll do in a summary until we get this whole few days behind us, because it's gonna be a shit show the next few days. So we'll see what happens, everybody.
Get some
I,
sleep, Monty.
I
Yeah.
will, for sure. Thank you once again, everybody. Thank you for tuning in, being
Thanks.
on the panel, and regularly coming over here to see what everyone has to say. I'll see you another time. See you on my main channel in about 10 minutes or so. Bye bye. Take
Bye,
care.
guys.